welcome you inside Lakefront Arena for some Sunday afternoon basketball between two teams from Southeast Louisiana. It's the 5th-ranked LSU Tigers and the host New Orleans Privateers. LSU is a high-scoring team, and their NCAA record for consecutive 100-plus point games at 8 was broken against Duke last time, but we know how good they are as they win the opening tap. The star third-year guard, they'll dump it down into the post, and LSU gets stopped there by Shania Moushore, who helped create the loose ball, making her debut with the Privateers after missing 2 years because of injury. The Oral Roberts transfer, but we get a breakout in the steal, and ZaKiyah Johnson, one of the best guards in America.
By the Privateers and their passing abilities.
Here's Keolo and some miscommunication with Moushore, a Tiger steal. The other way with it for the lay-in is good. This Privateer team sort of rely on Sharon Smith handling the basketball, who emerged in her last outing. But here's a turnover on the perimeter. The ball pressure paying off for the Tigers as Richard up ahead to Amaya Joyner for the lay-in. A rapper, a spokesperson, and yet her game keeps getting better and better. The nation's leader in three-point shooting so far this year at 58%. That's a sign of hard work. And how about hard work by Ellis as she sinks the three ball and draws the Privateers within a point.
Great look for her off a good ball movement. She had a wide open shot that she was able to make.
All 5 New Orleans points, but the Tigers get it right back.
And this group comes in, has a little bit more length than the starting 5.
Deflection on the inbound, and right away length paying off, creating a play up the floor for the lay-in that's good for Bella Hines ahead of the pack.
Handling the backcourt, I'm familiar with her background, being from New Mexico, where I was born and raised, and she was highly recruited. 2-time
state player of the year, but the ball movement gorgeous there for the Tigers. To show off her team's depth. Yes. Fulwiley head up in traffic, nothing doing as the Privateers get back, but now able to feed the post, and Knox, who muscles her way in for the bucket.
She's got to handle the ball with some precision and make sure passes are on point, on target.
The high-low will lead to Koval with great position for the lay-in. The native of Columbia, South Carolina, leaving her hometown school to play for LSU as we get a quick inbound, and there is the lay-in with the and one opportunity for Koval.
You know, those are the things, again, when you're playing this level of team in LSU, you've got to be really precise and disciplined in what your coverages are.
New Orleans with looks hard to come by outside of Aaliyah Ellis as we get another steal, this time Fulwiley off to the races ahead of the pack. We'll get the easy one. Certainly attacking the basketball at all turns. Now Koval steals the entry pass, but Kimbrough able to get it right back. Up ahead to Washington, who pumps and has it swatted by Fulwiley.
Well, as you said earlier, you know, LSU's averaging 109.9 points a game, and they're probably on that pace right now unless things don't change. So
Moushore with the putback after the Washington miss. But yeah, there's no doubt that the Tigers can score every which way imaginable, and you can't help them with extra possessions as Fulwiley will shoot off the screen and nail the second Tiger 3 of the quarter.
No substitution, 5 in, 5 out.
Now Michaela Williams back in there, a starter feeding the post, going to work. And ZaKiyah Johnson able to muscle her way for a bucket. The switch, she draws 2 defenders. Back to Keolo, who lost it trying the runner, it looked like. Up ahead, Williams to Fulwiley ahead of the pack again for another easy one.
She really has an impact at both ends of the floor for the LSU Tigers.
7 points and 4 assists already for her. And creating multiple loose ball opportunities as Brown able to show off the step back. Just a confident player last year who was a starter by the end of the season. Now Knox popping for the jumper and hitting from 17.
Really nice pocket pass right there. Come up with nothing, boy, that just really takes the air out of you.
On the baseline, Johnson dumping. Now Knox driving this time and through a Privateer. And all you ask for is consistency from an officiating crew on both ends of the floor, right? I mean, they're going to call it the way they call it. As Fulwiley gets the steal right away, stepping in front of the Brown for another lay-in.
A number, again, that coaches don't want to see.
You start to see a Privateer team getting frustrated. Hard time just keeping the ball. Maybe a rush shot there. Now we get the and one underneath. There was that little dump pass, underhanded in the lane by FloJ. Of offensive rebounds, or an excellent outside shooting team, and that's how you wind up scoring 110 a game. And you come up with a lot of turnovers as Johnson able to get the deflection and the bucket. just the ability to come up with rebounds, something like averaging 18 per game. Misses the free throw, and another good rebounder, ZaKiyah Johnson, able to get the putback. Trying to play a possession at a time as 5 Tigers come to the scorer's table to sub in. And there's the quick hands of Fulwiley again, picking pockets throughout this first half. And now with it, Haley Brennan, the 6'3" senior transfer from Charleston Southern. Open three won't go for the Privateers by Banks, but the hustle inside, getting the loose ball on the first bucket for Brennan.
Moving around the bucket and ended up coming up with an easy bucket.
Brennan tried to front the post on the other end, and Koval, who was fed right away on her first shift, gets it again for the easy bucket.
And that when they've got the size that they do.
And it's clear that Koval, you talk about the hard to move big, she's that, and she couldn't move quickly enough to block that shot. And the Tigers 2 of 7 from three-point range, but that's 7 of their 39 attempts. They're not settling very often. As a steal by Brown and a chance for the breakout ahead of the pack for another layup. So Shania Brown with the steal and bucket. And again, when she's back feeling herself and playing heavier minutes, this Privateer team is better. With 3:30 to go in this opening half. Washington looked like she was going to hand it off. Instead, she lulled the Tigers to sleep and got to the bucket. Here is the freshman trying to go to work. Johnson able to secure it. Banks. And now Washington, the left-hander, will launch and hit a 3-ball.
There's no question about it.
Richard over the top. Perfect pass to Koval. What can you do before falling off? LSU able to get the offensive rebound, though, with Joyner. Now Richard through 2 defenders and another. Tried to dump it down, and Joyner lucky off his shoulder.
Size and strength that they have inside by LSU.
You know, very quietly, the Privateers have been good from the floor, making their last 5 shot attempts, but they can't stop these over-the-top passes to Koval.
No, and that was an old-school play that many people run out of a box set. They overload it. You play on top of the center, and they just flip it over the top. You know, you see that almost every team has some play similar to what they just ran right there, LSU.
In traffic, Johnson. Will she get the continuation? Yes, she will. Games in her freshman season, going amongst the Tiger trees for the tough bucket.
No, that was, again, you know.
Richard just running time in space. Now the Koval screen. Richard will pull up. Contested jumper, and it didn't matter. As will Shania Brown, who creates a deflection, but ZaKiyah Johnson able to chase it down, get a screen, and then dump it down to Knox. Her movement again paying off. Leah Ellis, who hit a couple threes in the first half, and now it's Keolo trying the shot and seemed to lost it going up, but Brown able to recover the loose ball and lay it in.
Yeah, really good activity by her there to get up, come up with a loose ball and then get to the rim, and unfortunately it looks like she might have injured her ankle, so that's not good news right there.
Yeah. Kayla Williams deciding she wants the ball in the post here and hitting the fadeaway. More time for Mariah Hart, the freshman. Get the Privateers into the offense, but the long arms of ZaKiyah Johnson with the steal. 2-on-1 the other way. The late dump down and the lay-in for Richard. Credit to Jayla Owen with the look from the lane. Owen, the Canadian, a 5'7" senior, and Koval nimble underneath with the reverse. Richard, you see Williams working on the short porch here. Lefty dribble and the pull-up. Looked like she lost it trying to pass it, but Knox able to pick it up and score anyway. Richard with a lot of space to work with. We talk about the shooting of FloJ, the open 3. You don't come in at 58% and miss a wide open shot like that. Importance of closeouts, and the Privateers were all screened off on the right side of the floor. Now Washington will have to shoot a contested jumper herself. It won't go. A lot of contact, and we play on. Pass out, and another New Orleans 3 off target, but fighting on the glass, there's Banks. We mentioned she can rebound. Mariah Hart will get a breather here, and it's great to see Shania Brown back on the court after twisting her ankle earlier in the quarter. Koval, they ran that play earlier, coach. And Hines gets the open look. A rebound by Joyner. Spins to her right, a little short on the hook, but a great rebounder goes and gets it back.
Yeah, you know, long twos with your heels on the 3 or in or bad shots.
Kimbrough called for the block a moment ago. The inbound to Joyner, and what a touch pass. A perfect setup there. And it's at the 4-minute mark. And you see how LSU can extend you in the half court. Hard screen there, and then a deflection as Washington tried to put it into the lane. Winds up leading to a banked in shot clock beater. Jayla Owen, the senior from Canada. Now Joyner the other way and one.
In the third quarter, you know, sometimes you lose that energy and fight, but, you know, the Privateers have shown that they're here to at least compete tonight.
A coach wants their team to just win a possession, and the Privateers did there. Get her legs back here. You missed 2 years of basketball, and then you come back and play in LSU. What a challenge. What a challenge it is to deal with Fulwiley. She's doing it all today.
Yeah, it was just a walk-up three, you know, caught the defender by, you know, sleeping a little bit, and that's something you can't do with the type of player that Wiley is. She's just too good at all levels.
16 points for her, and a little flex from Shania Brown as she again shows her ability off the bounce to score it. 13 points now for New Orleans' leading scorer on the year. Fulwiley behind the back to Joyner. And the Tigers are doing here. They share the ball extremely well, and they got a little fancy there as Fulwiley with the behind the back to Joyner, but we've seen
and enjoying it and having fun. Look at that pass
the
right there.
baseball pass and then the dump down. Hines, the great look in the end. Minute to go in the quarter. We wonder if LSU would have enough time to get to 100 already. They might. The turnover by the Privateers. 2-on-1 and sharing just to show you can. And the players know it. And Fulwiley knows the show must go on. Sometimes the foul numbers go up because you just have to be aggressive to sort of get yourself going and make the opponent uncomfortable. Somebody hasn't been uncomfortable all D. Unless you already over the 100 mark, the question is how high do they get? Flo J for three this time off target, but able to come up with the rebound as she beat the freshman with quick hands underneath. An All-American like Flo J. Now it's Brielle Washington trying to burrow her way in, leading to the breakout opportunity, and Richard scoops it up and in.
Yeah, she's got a real smooth game. You know, she's not lightning quick, but she does have, you know, good quickness. She's smart, she's fluid, and she's able to finish at the rim.
As New Orleans now with their 6th made bucket from deep. Brennan with 5 in the contest. The pull-up by Williams. Shania Brown leading the way with 14. Johnson on the low post. Missed the first one, but not the second. The one-hand putback. Now Brown with 1:48 to go will pull up for the short jumper, and it won't go. Hines clears for LSU. Tigers know to slow it down when they need to. Fulwiley, the dish. They enjoyed the action that they were able to see, both in blue and in purple and gold. Washington from downtown, splash. Her 3rd three of the game, 13 points as she's finishing with a flurry. Fulwiley didn't use the backboard there, but the rebound and put back, and the fans are thrilled. Get on the score sheet with her first field goal, and now 3 points.
She threw that one up, almost falling down.
The steal, and Hines another lay-in.
130, 140 every night.
The standard so high, and LSU still making things happen. Deflections and steals. UNO fortunate to keep it. Corner 3 is good. As a matter of fact, the shot clock should have been turned off, it looks like, and that is the case. Fulwiley will shoot it anyway to be sure and short, and that will do it from Lakefront Arena.